Hi, it's Peace Perfect Food, back again with another video, and today I want to really show you my favourite stuffed roasted pork. It's beautiful, it's amazing, it's really simple, a little bit of prep work to start with, but the rest of the work gets done by the oven, which I love that. Lots and lots of flavour, it's really easy. It's even better actually if you did it in the morning, and then in the afternoon you just leave it alone, and then when you need it at night just warm it back up. It's just absolutely sublime. So as always, let's hop into it. Okay, for this beautiful little dish, I've got a 1.7 kilo piece of shoulder of pork with some crackling on top. We're going to sort that out so that we have some beautiful crackling at the end. You'll love, if you love crackling like I love crackling, it's absolutely beautiful. So for this stuffing, I've got one onion, I've got some breadcrumbs, I've got some herbs, which I've got parsley and sage, and literally I'm going to put a bit of bacon in as well, and that's it. And then for the bottom of the pot roast, I've got 3 carrots, a couple of red onions, some memorabello, which I've got in another video which you can watch whenever you're ready, some masala, and a bit of celery. So as always, let's crack on to this. Okay, so my first job is to make the stuffing for the pot pork. It's really simple. I'm going to cook down the onions and the bacon with the herbs, leave it to cool down. Once I've done that, add it to the breadcrumbs, mix it all together, make sure it's nice and firm, and then I'm going to stuff it in the pork, and then like I say, well, base of flavour with the onions, the celery and the carrots, and then literally I'm going to put in the oven, like I say, two and a half hours. The last 40 minutes I leave the lid off and make it so that the crackling on top gets really crunchy, and when you have that with the rest of it, it's just absolutely. Okay, so what I've done is chopped up 2 rashers of bacon, and I put in a little bit of rapeseed oil as always, and all I'm going to do now is let it cook down for about 3-4 minutes just so it starts getting nice and brown, render some of the fat off, and I'm going to add in my onions, a bit of garlic and my herbs, and then that's going to be cooked down for another 4 or 5 minutes. And then I'm going to leave it to cool down, add it to my breadcrumbs, and then I'm going to be able to stuff my pork. Okay, so it's had about 3-4 minutes, it's just starting to turn brown now, so I'm going to add in my onions and garlic, and like I said, give it 3-4 minutes, so that's all going in there now, and then literally let it all soften up, make it really nice and tender. And then let's add it to the breadcrumbs, and we're going to stuff this beautiful bit of pork. Can't wait. Right, so at the bottom there is some caramelisation I want to capture, so I'm going to use a little bit of the masala. So I'm going to probably just use a little bit just to get rid of all the stuff to deglaze the bottom. So we'll do that now, and then 2 more minutes and this is going to be ready to be done. So as you can see, everything's alright now. It's all been deglazed from the bottom, it's nice and dark. That's exactly what I want it to be like. So now I'm ready to put it into my breadcrumbs. Let it cool down for just a few minutes so it's very good to touch, and then I can stuff my beautiful pork. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the stuffing to cool down, I'm going to start the base for the pot pork to sit on. So all I've done is I've chopped my carrots, and I'm going to literally start them off in the pan. I'm going to quarter my onions, I have 2 sticks of celery, chop them up quite chunky because they're going to really be a nice robustness in the bottom for the sauce. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is add in some apples, because I thought apples go really well with the pork, the celery and the onion, so that's going to cook down as well now. So quickly, all in there. Keep it really chunky at this point, because remember it's going to have 2 hours of cooking, so these are going to get absolutely beautiful, tender, break down a little bit as well, and it's going to be absolutely stunning. Okay, so in here is my breadcrumbs, my onion and bacon mix, and some herbs. All I've got to do now is mix it together gently, make sure it's nice and binded, and then I can stuff my beautiful shoulder of pork. Okay, so with the pork shoulder, what I asked my butcher to do is just open it up for me, just so I can fill it up. I've done it so it's a bit more heavy on the bottom, which is fine. This is exactly what I want. And all I need to do now is like stuff this with my beautiful stuffing. As you can see, it's quite firm. As long as you can pack it on there, just let it push it into it, and that's exactly what I want. And then I'm going to tie it up and then roast this bad boy. Okay, so that's what it looks like. All I've got to do now is season the meat and season the veggies in the pan, roll it up, tie it up, and I'm going to show you what to do. I'm probably going to leave a bit of foil over the top of this, which is fine, and then I'm going to put the lid on as well. Okay, so this is just gently cooking away now, getting some nice colour on it, so it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And now I'm going to add now is my Membello, and probably about 100 ml of masala, and then all I'm going to do now is put the meat on top and then bang it in the oven. I've said for 2.5 hours at 180. Okay, so I've tied up my meat, and that's what it looks like. Try and make sure that all the stuffing keeps in. If you get any gets on the boil, that's fine, just put it back in. Like I say, I'm going to put that in now, into this beautifulness. And like I say, bit of tin foil over the top, lid on that, and then it goes in the oven now. Okay, so this had about an hour and 15 minutes now, so I'm going to take the rest of the foil off and leave it to now open roast on top. So get this all off. So as you can see, it's starting to cook all around there. It's fine, that's what I want. And then like I say, I'm going to get this cracking nice and crispy after that. Okay, so with all of it off now, I'm going to leave it now for another about 45 minutes to an hour. Get it all nice and cooked down. The juice underneath will be amazing. Can't wait to have this. So it's back in the oven for me. Right, so there you have it. That is my perfect stuffed pot roast pork. And as always, let me know in the comments how you got on with this. And as always, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can come join the food family. And as always, we love more having you. And as always, you legends, I love you. You're amazing. So.